guys, I'm Veronica McFarlane, and today we're going to learn how to draw dragons like the ones from the show, Dragons Race to the Edge. Let's go. This is TJ Sullivan, a director here at DreamWorks Animation. So he pretty much knows everything about these dragons. Death songs and night terrors and catastrophic quakens. So many dragons!
We do. We have a lot of new dragons on the Dragons Race to the Edge this season, like the Snow Wraith and the Razor Whip. So that goes to our art department and they come up with new ideas, you know, like moving a horn from the back down a little more forward or changing the body shape.
That's so awesome. Okay, but if I wanted to make my very own dragon, where do I start?
Okay, well we can start with a few simple shapes just to get your basic design down first. Let's say we start with kind of like a circle or maybe even a slight oval for your head.
Okay.
And then we're probably gonna want kind of an aggressive pose just to be kind of creepy and cool. So imagine you're drawing your spine. So something like that, and that would be our tail up back here. I'm gonna make this similar to a natter. So he would have a somewhat smaller chest, which you can make with one oval.
Okay.
And then you can do another oval for his hips and the back of his body.
All right.
So now we have his basic body. Let's do his head really quick.
Okay.
So let's do a small circle right here. Okay. That's gonna help you draw your eyes and know where all the facial features are gonna be. Let's put his eye in. They have big eyes, round. And you can decide whether or not you want them angry or happy. Angry dragons have really thin pupils, and happy dragons have a little bit thicker, wider pupils.
I'm gonna have mine a happy dragon.
Okay. I'm gonna do mine a little bit angrier.
Okay.
And then within that circle, if you start right here on the edge, right there, draw a big horn like that. Connect one and then connect it down to your next circle. Yeah, there you go.
All right.
Great.
Awesome.
And then we just need him to be able to breathe. So let's put a little nostril right there.
Okay.
And let's give him a little bit of a mouth. You've already kind of started it on this bottom circle.
All right. I'm
gonna make mine a little pointier. And you're gonna create like, almost like a V going back toward the eye.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna do one more line this way to give him a little bit of a frown. But if you wanna make yours happy, you can just curve it up that way.
Oh, all right.
Just that way. That's the face. All right, so now you want to take that spine and let's connect up his neck.
Okay.
To his body. So it's thicker by the head and thinner by the body.
All right. There.
Awesome. That's great. Our dragon's going to have 2 legs instead of 4, so we're not going to give him any arms right now.
Okay.
So you can create an oval for his thigh. Yep. And then while we're at it, let's create the other leg at a very slight angle, but it's also part of an oval.
All right.
Now let's do his legs and feet.
Okay.
So you can draw another oval down here. It's always thicker by the bottom of their feet because they need something to stand on. And we'll draw another one on the other side. So you draw your oval, and then you can draw the feet a little bit wider right at the bottom of that oval.
All right.
And then connect your ovals together. You can decide how many claws you want to give him. I'm going to give mine 3.
Okay.
Let's finish the tail a little bit.
Okay.
So we already have our line for it. So now just starting at the back of the hip here, just taper it in so at the end it's thin.
Okay.
How about some wings? Let's give some wings to this guy.
Yeah.
All right. So if you create like an upside down V, starting at the body, and then think of this, we're gonna put a little claw right there.
Okay.
Think of that almost like your wrist. It's the beginning of your hand, or your thumb.
Okay.
And then from there, like your hand, imagine that all your bones in your fingers are what they have on the ribs of their wings. That's why their wings can do this. So there's 1 finger, 2, 3, 4. And then we connect those together by these little curves. All right, and then we can do the same thing on the other side.
Okay.
Okay, so that's a basic shape for one of our dragons. There's nothing too ferocious about it right now, but that's a general shape of one of our two-legged natter-type dragons.
Okay, this is a great start, but how can I make my dragon look as awesome as the ones from the show?
Well, what would you like to add to it?
What shouldn't we add? Like fangs from a snow wraith, and horns like a monstrous nightmare, and fins like a speed stinger, and spikes like a razor whip, and fire. Lots and lots of fire.
Okay, I think we can definitely do that.
Yes.
Yeah? Now the snow wraith has pretty large fangs. I'm just gonna open his mouth here so that we can see them. And he has fangs, but the top part of the fang has been cut off.
Okay.
So they're pretty big, but then they're cut off at the top.
All right.
I'll put a little circle here for some perspective. And then you put one on the other side that sticks up.
Okay.
I'm gonna put a little forked tongue in here, because our dragons have forked tongues.
Oh, that's right.
And the snow wraith then has those two large teeth, but then also has his smaller fangs that go around his mouth.
Okay.
So after I've created the mouth, I created the underside of the jaw right here. And which you work back up, you just connect to the neck, back to the head. So the next thing we have are our horns from the Monstrous Nightmare. So we can put those on the back of his head here, since right now he doesn't have anything. So you can help create that by making a little bit of an S curve, kind of like that. Thicker at the head and thinner at the end, just like our tail.
All right.
And he's gonna have two of those on either side of his head. And I'm gonna put some little lines in here.
Okay.
So he has some ridges on those horns. And then the Monstrous Nightmare will have another smaller set of horns right underneath that. And the same thing, you just create a small little backwards S curve. The next thing we have is our fins. So right up here on our back, similar to when you made your wings, we're gonna do a little bit of a line here, followed by some smaller curves.
Okay.
Going toward the back. And then we're gonna connect those by little curves all the way down. And then I'm gonna make two of them, because it usually has two on either side if you have space. Just one right across the other side. Next thing is our razor whip tail, the spikes.
Ooh.
Razor whip has armor leading to its spikes. So following your tail here, you wanna create a little bit of that armor,
Okay.
which is smaller toward the tail and wider as you go out from the tail.
All right.
And then after that, you can start doing the smaller spikes, the barbs. And you do a smaller one underneath it. Lastly, we need fire.
Oh, yes, fire.
Ah,
ready.
different color. Good idea.
Yeah.
All right, so go to your mouth and just start drawing. The fire is exploding out. You can just do this.
Okay.
Out of his mouth. I like to sometimes do a little bit of a flame curve on it.
Oh.
So, how did your dragon come out?
In a word, perfect.
Looks awesome.
But now all it needs is like some more fangs. Ooh, maybe a second tail. Lots and sharper and more claws. Ooh, maybe a venom dripping tongue and like neon scales. That would be TJ? TJ, where'd you go? I think TJ flew away on his own dragon. But thanks to him for joining us on our show today. Now you can go ahead and use this tutorial to draw your own dragon and give it as many neon scales and horns as you want. Then you can post it on Instagram, #DreamWorksTV, and we'll repost some of our favorites. And for more awesome, never-before-seen dragons, click the link below to watch Dragons Race to the Edge streaming on Netflix. And click up here to watch more DreamWorks Download. And be sure to subscribe to DreamWorks TV for more dragons all the time. Dragons!